Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play. This time around, it is Terranigma for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. It was only released in Europe and Japan, and I forgot what the Japanese version's name is for the life of me, but I know it's not Terranigma. This was translated to English, and was released in Europe in English. And it was all set for a United States release when Enix closed their doors in America because people weren't buying their games. Nowadays, Enix is known for creating some good games, and some popular games, and some legendary games within the 8-bit and 16-bit era, and they still make good games today. But back in the 90s, nobody was really buying role-playing games. It still took a couple more years, and the release of Final Fantasy VII on the PlayStation 1 for people to realize, oh, hey, role-playing games aren't that bad. Enix ended up closing their doors for 5 years, beginning, I believe, in 1994, and they left them closed until 1999. And because of that, we missed out on this game, we missed out on Dragon Quest 5 and 6, I believe. And pretty much for those 5 years, just about any role-playing game that came out during that time frame, more than likely it came from Square. And if you let the game run long enough, you get this little credit sequence, this little opening credit sequence where you see our hero. His name is Zark, he's running around. You can tell that he's a mischievous young lad. He's pushing chickens into a building. He's playing with the kids. He grabs a cabbage and throws it, and apparently when it hits the ground, it breaks apart like it's a brick or something, or a stone. Not quite sure what that's about. And once that little opening credit sequence is over, we go back to this whole sequence of screens. We get kicked back to the intro, which I've already shown. I'm going to press start. This is going to take us straight to the save screen. Save file 3 was from my Try It Out Tuesday and Try It Out Friday playthrough, which I have documented on Twitter. And that was a pretty good playthrough and some pretty good practice. Outside of that Try It Out Tuesday session for both Tuesday and Friday, I have not played beyond the very beginning of the game. So this is going to be another one where I'm going to get lost like a moron. I still have a guide with me, just like I did with Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. But at least I won't have to do a whole bunch of editing anymore. And press A on New Game. And we're going to stick with Art, because that is the default name of the hero. Though you can change it if you want. I'm just going to go ahead and press Start. And it's time for Chapter 1, The Outset. This game is split up in the chapters, and one of them is going to be super long. As a matter of fact, it takes up like most of the game. I'm about to say, do I have to press a button to get to the next screen? And as soon as the game begins, we are woke up in this room by a girl named Elle. Are you alright? Ark, you look like you were having a nightmare. I've been having these strange dreams. day in, day out, always the same dream. Ark, I never expected you would say such things. You should go outside. Crystal blue is in the air and it's very pretty. They should help get your mind off bad dreams. And at this point, we can take control of Ark. Though we can't really go back into bed. At least not yet. Now, this... Oh, I should probably go over to control first. You can obviously move around the control pad. Double tapping a direction lets you run. I can run to the left and hold up or down. And I can actually move to the side when I run. That's what I've been meaning to say. If you press Y while walking, you can also run without having to double tap, so that's a thing too. You can press start to pause the game. B lets you jump. Though when you jump during a run and you let go of the control pad, you do skid a little bit. You always skid a little bit after you let go of the control pad after running. And we can interact with things with A. And if you go up to like a solid object and double tap towards it, you can actually hit the object. It comes into play a few times in the game. And you can also interact with people and objects by walking up to it and pressing A. Like this inkwell in book. The inkwell in the book lets you save your game. And you can save it in any position you want. Though the game tells you, hey, you're not saving your original position, do you want to overwrite this anyway? And you have to walk up to people and get their attention first before you can press A to talk to them. Yo, Ark, I'll wake you up? Woohoo, the hot couple! The Elder told me something before. He said crystal blue are the tears of the outside world. I wonder what he meant. You can also pick up things with A too, like this pot. You can also throw it with A as well. Kind of like in Legend of Zelda. And if you approach this blue door, you hear this person call out for help. Of course, you can't open it no matter how hard you try. So don't even bother. And if we try to go outside from here, this guy will tell us that the Elder is looking for us. So we have to talk to him first. Also, you'll find out that some people are averse to crystal blue, but it doesn't really say why. Or, well, it kind of says why, but it doesn't really elaborate on it. I want to go outside and see crystal blue, but the guy's telling me I'll go blind if I see it. Ark, can you go check for me? I'm pretty sure that's the sun doing that, not the crystal blue, but I'll see what I can do. Ark, I heard you ruined everything over the Weavers. Unless you watch the opening credit sequence, you don't really have much backstory behind that. But it's not like you have to watch that opening credit sequence. I did. And before that, you swiped all the pumpkins at the garden. Well, I didn't swipe all of them. You sure never give up. You got a good Ark. I wish Elle would come wake me up. And we gotta throw some pot. I forgot that was a thing. Wow. Yeah, what are you doing? You're some tough guy, Ark. And of course, if you throw it at throw it towards anybody, that you're gonna get that message. I forgot about that. What's up, Ark? Elle wake you up again? You should be ashamed. Well, nobody else is. If I told you this, you'd probably laugh, Ark. But over at that door, you know, the one the Elder said we mustn't open. When you go past it, I get this spooky feeling as if someone is calling my name. Oh, we kind of noticed that too. Also, you don't really have to walk up into anybody. You just have to look at them and the game notices, hey, you're looking at this person. This person, go look at Ark. Also, opening doors is pretty interesting too. You keep walking into it, you press A. It's not that you can just walk into it and it'll automatically open. And here is the Elder.
Ark, come here. Ark, I hear that yesterday, you and all the weavings at the Weaver's Hall. Why do you always misbehave?
And at this point, it doesn't really matter which choice you make in the dialogue. I'm just going to go with apologize because that's what I used in the practice run. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do it. I was just teasing the chickens when they flew into the Weaver's place.
If that is how you feel, go apologize to the Weavers at once. Understood?
And if you talk to him again, you can ask where the Weavers is. But of course, the Elder will kind of give you a hard time if you actually ask that question, even though you probably never played the game before. He'll tell you this is the house north of where Elle lives, so we will have to go around town to find it. Shouldn't be too hard. And if you try to open these chests by walking up to them and pressing A, the Elder will not let you. You won't be able to do that until a little later. But now that we can do this, we can finally go outside. But I wanted to explore just a little bit more. And I talked to this guy already. Why did I do that? And what's in this room? Okay, we've been here before. Here is the cook. Hi, Ark. You've come at the perfect time. Can you fetch me that vase there? I can't take my eyes off this just now. Well, you can, but it's not like you can really do anything. I mean, I can press any button I want. But the only way I can get rid of the pot is by throwing it. You pretty much have no choice in this matter if you actually do this. Hey, how dare you, Ark! You can go hungry today! Spare me your excuses. I'm going to the Elder about this later. Well, it's not like I could do anything about it. The game did that to me. Also, you can just scarf down these apples by walking up to them and pressing A. Ark, I saw that! What I put up with! I knew I should have done that on Try It Out Tuesday. But by going down that door that we couldn't go through before we talked to the Elder, we're finally outside. And it doesn't really seem like there's any exit out of here. I mean, I can run around all I want, but for some reason, you can't really seem to leave. I mean, I could run around this town all I want. There's all these buildings, all these crates, all these little domiciles. There's something over there. And it looks like you could probably do it. But you can't really do anything here. Also, this thing has a face.
Are you up to no good again?
Yes, there are talking pumpkins in this village. I might as well go ahead and give a rundown of the village right here. This right here is the fortune teller. And if you talk to her, you can get your fortune read for free. There are a few spots in the game where you can do this. And if you need a hint at what to do next, you can go right here. Thankfully, I have a guide. We won't really have to use the fortune teller for something. Or anything. But the fortune teller is there. And thankfully, you can read signs. Oh wait, you can't. Forgot. You actually can't even read any of the signs. So there's no exit out of the village, not even a guard posted anywhere, keeping us from leaving. So how are we going to get out of here if we can't really... How are we going to have a journey if we can't even leave? Also, this guy is fishing. And those little spheres of light that are flying around, those are crystal blue. That's pretty much it. They don't really do anything to you. They're just there for decoration. Ark! Hey look! You can see things reflected in crystal blue. I can see people in places I've never seen before. It's really neat. I never seen. Yeah, get used to some mistakes in the translation. And some pretty weird phrases too. The game has its share of weird phrases. And if you go in here, you can talk to the merchant. You can use a control pad. Left and right lets you switch between stuff. And up and down lets you choose how many things you want to buy, up to 9. We don't have any money, so we can't buy anything, so we have to press B to cancel out of this. And if we open this door, we can go to the magic shop. Magirock is a stone that seals magic inside. Not just once, but for many times. Magirock stores magic spells. Consider it a bottle for keeping magic sealed. Basically, Magirocks are your way of casting spells in the game. Should we find any. Should we even be able to leave the village. And they act like spell charges in Final Fantasy 1 and Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. But they also are like badge points in Paper Mario. You have to earn Magirocks. You have to find Magirocks in order to earn those spell charges. And you can trade the Magirocks for things that let you cast spells, which you can buy here. Found throughout the world, Magirock. It is my role to reshape their power. When you obtain Magirock, you shall bring it to me. And, yeah, we can't really do anything, so I can't really show anything to you, but you can pick up things like, you can buy things like fire rings, ice rings, and stuff like that, and you can trade Magirock for those items. And when you use those items, they turn back into Magirocks, so you can always get those Magirocks back and use them for whatever you want, as many times as you want. Once you have a Magirock, you have that little spell charge point forever. And it is possible to miss some and never be able to get them again. There is a lot of Magirocks, and I will definitely do my best to get all of them. Now, if we go over here to where the chickens were, this house to the north of the chickens is where the Weavers is. That's where we pushed all the chickens. But I want to explore more of the town. We're waiting for Elle because she's going to play with us later. Mom said boys and girls are bound by a promise from an earlier life. Ark, were you and Elle friends from the past? Notice that this little girl mentions reincarnation and past lives and everything. Well, not really reincarnation, but past lives. Past lives, reincarnation, all that stuff. It was kind of touched on briefly in Illusion of Gaia, and it is a theme that keeps being brought up in Terranigma. Also, if Ark stands around long enough, he puts his hands on his hips, and he often stamps his foot and even waves his finger back and forth like Sonic the Hedgehog. So you can really tell that he's supposed to be a mischievous young lad. I wish I could jump like you! Ark, did you see? I can jump good now! Now, in this room is the mill. And you can talk to the miller here. What am I doing? What does it look like I'm doing? I'm milling grains to make flour for baking bread. This mill is well made. I wonder who thought up something like this. And you can go up the stairs, remove the pots, and walk up to the switch, press A, and turn the mill off. The gears have stopped. Darn it! Who's responsible for this? The guy doesn't even have a clue. Well, let's be nice and turn the switch back on. There, now everything's running again. And you had to be right on this guy to talk to him for some reason, because he's moving around. And he just says the same thing again. None the wiser. Oh, and if you talk to him again, he just says you're in the way. Weird. Okay. So let's hear. We've been through here. Is there anybody at this lake? Huh. Apparently not. But yeah, you should be able to leave the village. I mean, there has to be something outside of the village. There's running water. There's lakes. How are they made? That's probably a waterfall for all we know. Is there anything else that we can do or say or talk to? Sometimes I've seen what looks like a town in this pool. I wonder what it is. Though there are hints at the outside world, but apparently nobody really has any way of accessing it. They can only see it. Hey Ark, come play with us! And if you go in here, you go into a house. Ark, please don't teach the kids any more bad games, okay? Just yesterday they threw and broke all the vases in here. And that's pretty much proof that you can throw vases in this game. Or a hint that you can throw vases in this game. I'm not allowed to go out today because Crystal Blue is flying. And he doesn't really say why. And you can eat these too. And you get the same message. And you can talk to this girl, and this girl is crying. Oh, Ark! I had this really scary dream! I dreamt that everyone turns into ice! So it seems that Ark is not the only person having bad dreams in this town. And even then, Ark really hasn't elaborated on what this dream is. Also, you can kind of drop down here off the little ledge here, like Illusion of Gaia. You can also jump back up ledges, assuming the jump that Ark has will even let you do it. That's right, there's nothing else over here. I did forget to go to the garden, though. And you can talk to this guy. I wonder what Crystal Blue is. Is it harmful to my crops? Well, people know that Crystal Blue is a thing. They don't know if it makes them allergic. They don't really know why it shows things they've never seen before. All they know is that it exists. And now, speaking of the crops, you can throw them, and the guy doesn't really seem to care. And if you try to pick up this pumpkin with a face, it just tells you to stop grabbing it. That's all it does. And I believe that there is nothing else that can really be done here. You can't really interact with the wells, so that's out. Yeah, even though there's a waterfall that runs past the village and seems to have no beginning and no end, meaning that there is an outside world, nobody is able to see it because there's no exit out of here. So finally, let's go ahead and go into this door. There's the head of the Weavers. There's Elle. If you talk to Elle will not be too happy about what mischievous things you've recently done, and she tells you to apologize. What is it, Ark? You didn't come to cause trouble again, did you? If you did, I want you out of here. You can either choose to apologize or leave, but you have to apologize to move the plot forward. Well, I thought maybe I did a bad thing the last time. This is a real surprise. You honestly apologized. If you understand, it's alright. What does that even mean? We pour our souls into our weavings. Okay, that's probably it. I'll give the game the benefit of the doubt. Don't you ever repeat that kind of foolishness again. And if you go to the left... Actually, no. If you go over here... Ark, you should tone down your mischief. At VG Advisor. What am I doing? Embroidering. I draw pictures with threads on cloth. All four of these girls say the same thing, I think. Yeah, they all say the same thing. Why am I talking to you again? And you can go upstairs. Yes? Ark, Elle should be downstairs. She's weaving something the Elder asked for. And if you go over here, you can go onto the top floor, and you can drop down and go back to the bottom floor. Now, if you walk off the ledge, you're instantly going to drop off. It's not like Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past or Illusion of Gaia, where you walk for about a second, and then you drop down. No, you drop down as soon as you walk off the ledge. You want to be very careful about doing that sometimes. And if you go to the right, empty room. For now. Anyway, let's go back to the Elder and tell him that we apologized. And as soon as we do that, everyone is trying to mess with this door. It's no good. The door won't budge. Even when 3 of us pushed, it won't open. It's not locked, but... Hey, Ark, just the guy we're looking for. The Elder has gone out. So there's this something we wanted to try. This blue door. The one we're not supposed to open. We want to see what's behind it. We've tried everything, but we can't get it to open. Ark, you want to give it a shot? Sure. I mean, how else are we going to advance the plot? Hey, we may probably get out of here, who knows? That sounds cool. I'll give it a go. Way to go! Ark, maybe you can do it. Let's do it right now. And of course, you can go into the Elder's room, but you still can't open the treasure chests. So, let's see here. I'm going to leave and come back out of this room on purpose. Actually, you know what? I'm going to leave and come back because we actually needed that pot. Spoiler alert, you're supposed to use the pot on the doors because you can't just walk up to it and press A. You can't hit it by double tapping into it. And by throwing a pot at it, we actually cracked the door. Hey, there's a crack in the door! Way to go, Ark! Are you sure you tried everything? Well, okay, this works so far. Let's do it again. We broke the door with 2 pots. Again. Are you sure you tried everything? It can't be that simple. I mean, I've figured out things in video games by doing dumb things myself, but... Man, wow, guys. Yes, open! Way to go, Ark! And as soon as this door opens, we get to hear that voice again. Kind of like Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. Somebody calling for help, but we don't get really much more detail than that. All of a sudden, everyone gets cold feet. They start getting scared. They all move away from the door. Hey, did you hear something? I think I've got a stomach ache. And everyone starts to leave. Me too. My head sort of hurts. I gotta go. You open this so you take care of it. It's like the baseball game in the broken window. Come on. Well, we're the only one who's controlled with a control pad. And as soon as we go down these stairs, we now enter a dark basement. What is at the bottom? Find out in the next video. I'll be trying to keep these videos at least 20 minutes in length. I may get some lengths on some of them, but I will go for at least a 20-minute minimum. I'll try not to go past 20 minutes. So join me next time where we go down this hallway and see what awaits us. What is behind this door that the Elder does not want us to open? Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!